Hello and welcome to Photigy Q&A with your host Alex Koloskov. How you doing, guys? Let me switch to the screen. I hope you're all good. What I can see anyway. Today we have, beside heat wave in California, it's really hot outside. Just like wow, and just a couple of weeks ago was really cold. And anyway. We have very few submissions. Actually, we have just 2 posts on our group since the last review. One is about Savage plastic, that's Transloom, Savage Transloom plastic, which is hard to find, and another one from Dario with headphones. So we'll talk about headphones in a moment. Paul, I think I answered you already on the Photigy membership area. But in general, guys, if you will be watching this video and looking for this Savage Transloom plastic, which is not available, unfortunately, this heavyweight grade is what I was using for most of my do-it-yourself light modifiers, and it's really good. It's thick. It's easy to bend, to cut it, and it's really photography grade. It doesn't have any hue or color cast, and the bad thing, it may be not available. If you're in US, you can probably search for it on Transloom website. Okay, they may sell it. Just Savage Universal, they may have it. Really, yeah. At least size what size? Yeah. So it costs more than it used to be, but on Savage Universal.com you can find it. If you in Europe or any other region when you can't find it online and they're not gonna ship to you, you see actually this is where they have it. What you need to look at the specification. Let me see if there is any specification here. No. So on Amazon, the thickness of this plastic is 2 f-stops. So this is why it makes it good for do-it-yourself light modifiers. You cannot see the light through it. You see only diffuse light. And this is the minimum thickness that is needed. So f-stop, when you'll be looking for those Lee filter 12.6, which is probably the same. Let's see. But we need to make sure that it's... so this one, 1.5 f-stop. Okay? This is more like a medium weight Savage plastic. And it may be a little bit thin for most of the things, because you may see the light source through it and it never looks good when you see the shape of light source behind. Let's say you put a strip box, so instead of just gradient, you get in the strip box and then gradient. It never looks good. So to try to aim for 2 f-stop reduction. Okay, just because this is what it has. And anything with 2 f-stops probably will rock. Just matter will be in how much color cast or whatever it will give you, what the quality of material. Okay. So any valid alternative? Dario, hello Dario. Yeah, if you have those Lee filters, it could be. Then it was, I'm not sure if I can, let me try to. I had a question yesterday with another link to some diffused material. 1 second, I'll try to find. If I will find, I will tell you. Okay, here it is. I think I found it. And it was, no, it was not from Paul, it was from Gidri. And this is, I think it's alternative to it. Manfrotto, this is Italian stuff, right? So you probably have it. Look at this. They have, let me drop it to you in the chat. This link. So something with different name, but it's Transloom and heavy, medium, or lightweight. And technical specification 2F stop. So this is what it is. I think it should be the same material, and it's even named the same, Transloom. Where to find it? Well, you can just find online. What about Austria, for example? Do we have? Not much. Anyway, try to find. So is it? Okay, anyway. Strange website. Okay, this is different. Propylene, I don't know. I need to see it. It may work, because I used to use trash cans for do-it-yourself the cones, right? So this one can be good. You need to see the quality of the material. Most likely it will introduce some color shift. So you need to make sure that it may be an issue, because all the softboxes and most of the lights, they try to keep the fixed color temperature, right? Somewhere like 6000 K, plus minus. And if any of these plastics will give you a shift of color, not just color temperature, it might be hue, it may be a little bit of color cast, it will be an issue, or you need to use this plastic to cover all the light, so it will be all the same, and then you can adjust it just using gray card or color checker passport, right? You can get it to be like a neutral light. However, it should be all lighting like this. If one light has one color temperature, another one has another one, you can balance such image, right? It will be just somewhere custom stuff. Yeah, kind of bluish. So it's okay if it's bluish, and you kind of set it as a color temperature as a gray, using gray card. But again, it should be the same. And all lights, it should be same bluish. If one will be not bluish, another bluish, here you go, you will have issues with your lighting on the subject, and it will be bad. I mean, yeah, I can think how you can balance it if, half of the subject gets bluish. So what do you do? So yeah, just check to see. You really need to get a piece of that thing and see yourself otherwise. Okay, let's move, guys, to Dario. Let's talk about your thing. All right? Oh, by the way, the last thing. Sometimes you can get very good diffuser material from large shooting cubes. Those collapsible cubes. It's not like a plastic. It's like a silk. But regular heavyweight silk, like 2F stop silk, cost, well, I think it was, I forgot, it was quite expensive, surprisingly. And when I found the big shooting cube, like, how do you call it? Yeah, tent. It's a shooting tent, but it's a cube. And it was, I think, like 5 feet on one side. So it was huge. So I bought it for, I don't know, like $30. And I cut it, Yeah, I got, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pieces of that material. The square, 5 by 5 foot almost, 4.5. And it was very non-expensive. And then I can start putting it on my do-it-yourself diffusers. Just, stretching. Anyway, there are many options if you kind of try to do it yourself. I see. Tracing paper. Is it really like doesn't have any texture? Because as the reflector it's fine, but as a diffuser, so light comes through, I don't know how it looks. But paper, I've seen not being uniform. I mean, you see when you like look through the paper, you see like a little bit sort of like a texture because of the way that paper makes. So I don't know if it's not, then it's fine. Yeah, I can see. This one probably too lightweight, by the way, Dario. Do you see? I see the light shape behind it. Unless you really touch it with the light. If you didn't touch it, if it was little distance between diffuser and the light, we shouldn't see this sharp edge of the light. It should be diffused. So this one probably 1 f-stop or so, maybe 1.5, but it's not 2 f-stop thickness, and this is why it's not really diffusing everything. The part of the lights gets through without diffusion. This is why we see sharp edge. Okay, so talking about this, you said you don't like it. Yeah, you should, exactly, a few of them, yeah. You said you didn't like the angle and the lighting. More about the focus on item. I'll in focus, keep it this way. So with this shot, well, there is not much, right? It's just a subject. So you choose not to have any spot behind, anything that will help you to separate the subject from the background. It's your choice. It's okay. Even though I think with the spot it will be a little bit easier to get more pleasant shot, you know, aesthetically, emotionally, if you would have some spot behind. But even without this, what if you will shift the focus? I mean, because now it's the lighting is what highlights specific parts of the subject, right? Something that is bright takes our attention. Something that is not really bright, I mean, not receiving our attention. So looking at this, let's grab some pencil. Okay, so there are areas that is really bright, right? This area, and you highlighted them. It looks fine. I mean, nothing wrong with this area, but these areas, they're not the sexiest part of these headphones, like for me. For example, I really like this side. It has some texture, it has some stuff, it has some little bit, but we don't receive much attention because there is no light on it. I mean, there is very little light. So what if you would use more of the edge lighting here, since there is no background spot, so there is no, for example, I don't see the edge on this side. It's like it gets to the darkness completely, which is fine, could be. But you may play with, let's say, just thinking, what if you would have some light here which will create almost like a gradient? So this edge is brighter and then it goes darker over there. Okay, no, please do. So it will be more attention on this one. You reduce power over here. You don't need that much of the brightness. You may have, well, so you have reflection here. Okay. So this light actually can be slightly from the bottom, so it should kind of leak it with the edge light, you know, all the way. This is cool. This looks cool. This may be, again, it's a part of, I understand that it's the same light. Maybe it can be reduced. So in general, Dario, what if you would use more light sources? All of them are small spotlights, really small, tiny, and highlight, you know, play with them, highlighting different parts of your item, and really kind of deepen in darkness other parts. Imagine that you would use 3 snoods with that diameter of projected diameter to this. So imagine how you can touch. It can be even like light painting. With light painting, I can do some crazy nice image with this, I think, playing, because I can have multiple points on that. But it shouldn't be light painting. You can do the same with fixed lights. So this is the idea. It may look immediately more interesting. Another thing that you can use the projector like a gobo with lots of little holes in it to project light and make again this more interesting picture. I don't remember. Yeah, 1 second. I don't remember if I have it to show you, but I was using the optical projector, optical snoot with that gobo with kind of holes in it to highlight something, and it was kind of more interesting picture. So more shots and blend them in Photoshop. That's one of the ways you can do. Just you can have multiple lights. If you have 4 lights, for example, 4 snoot lights, you can do it in one shot. But yeah, if you don't have that many snoots, usually, for example, I don't have 4 snoots. I have maybe maximum 2. Anyway, you can use the ways that you said. Yeah, you can shoot with different parts and then combine it in Photoshop. So make this image more interesting with the light, just alone with the light. No propping, nothing, no background. More like edge lighting, you know, more like here and there, and play with it. For example, you can get some light inside of this. Imagine that it would be like a little bit of, you know, light touching many things, and really it may start looking like multi-dimensional thing. Because what you used here, since it's not really glossy thing, it's a plain light. You have lots of light coming from this side, and honestly I don't see much other light. Maybe there is some light from this side, yeah, maybe a little bit, but that's it. It's like, so use it creatively. I think it can be done better. Yeah, it can be done more interesting. And for this, you might not need to use diffusers like that. If you have multiple lights, multiple shots, use that, you know, snoot with not sharp edges, you know, not projector. I don't think you need to have sharp edges here with the light, I mean, but, well, maybe, who knows. Depends on how you use it. And, you know, yeah, put the slides so it will be always like a sharp angle, not like straight, but more like with the sharp angles here, 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 and there, and then combine it in Photoshop. Maybe cool. This is how I would approach this if the task would be to shoot it creatively. Yeah. And then another of the thing that you may consider adding the spot behind. Not bright, no color, just like a grayish spot. Maybe it will work. Like, I mean, it will play along with those changes and it will be good. If not, then yeah, just, yeah, you have this type of snoot. And if I put the honeycomb grid inside, it will be perfect. I think there is honeycomb grid for them. Yeah. So yeah, this is it. Play with it, Dario. That's it. Okay. So it was fast today. I will have time to get back and answer all the questions that you have on membership area. Sorry about being delayed there. Yeah, later. I'll tell you guys later what is going on. And survive. Okay. So thank you for joining. Next Q&A will be Thursday 1 p.m. Pacific time. We're starting the AI Mastery Bootcamp again next week. This Saturday I'll have a free webinar, but probably you already seen it many times, so just saying, if you missed, you can join. Alrighty, Dario, thank you for being with me here. Always pleasure to see you work on the group. Have a good rest of your week and see you next Thursday. Alrighty, bye.